Hello everyone, welcome to episode 34 of Wildwood Zoo. In today's video we're building the habitat for the red panda, which backs onto the Tarkin. This is like the mini Himalayan section, but yeah. If you do like this video, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more. And if you want to be named after a red panda or any other animal in the zoo, leave a comment down below. First of all, I'm sorry I haven't uploaded in a long time. I've been on holiday recently, and yeah, I haven't really had the motivation to build a red panda habitat. It's just the climbing frame I was struggling to think about what to do. So yeah, it took me a long time to figure out, but here and behold, I have finished it, and I'm actually looking forward to doing the next area or the next habitat, which I haven't actually decided yet, but I think I'm going to start on the big main habitat, and maybe I might finish off some of the mountain in the sort of background, so I'll do it in my own time. Just because I don't feel like I have I don't know, it's kind of hard to do it on video because although it's easy to do, it's just going to take me ages, and it's just editing it down. It's just a little bit of a pain, but I'm sure you guys don't mind me doing it off video. But yeah, in this habitat, I wanted to kind of not make it feel like it's a forest. This is my first time doing a red panda habitat, so I haven't had any sort of background to go off. So all I know I wanted it is to be very rocky and there to be like a creek, and sort of go around that. But yeah, I've kind of made it a little bit more realistic, this habitat. I would say this habitat or this area is one of the oldest sort of habitats in the zoo, and it's one of those habitats that need a little bit more modifying, a little bit of changing. Um, so it's a little bit old, a little bit dated, and that's when them concrete walls come into play. But in our zoo, these concrete walls have been cleaned up. They were very horrible due to the water, but they've been cleaned up. And unlike the target habitat where there's lots of cracks and they're due a clean up, this one's all spruced up, all nice and clean. So yeah, when I've been to many red panda habitats in actual zoos, you usually find that there's a big tree in the middle of it, or there's some sort of tree. But in Planet Zoo, they don't really have that. And I was thinking of making my own tree, but I thought I'm actually going to make a different sort of style red panda habitat and have, while there is a tree they can go on, I'm more focused on the um, wooden beams we have in the game, which is more, I don't know, more realistic. I think in terms of it being a little bit more old, because I think more realistic zoos would have and keep the big tree in the middle. It's a little bit simpler, but this one I think they tried to give it a go back in the 80s or whatever time, and they haven't mastered the technique just yet, but now they have. And yeah, I took a little bit of inspiration from Prague Zoo. They have quite a rocky and nature dense. Whilst I haven't gone particularly dense with the foliage in this one, I wanted to keep the rocky element of it kind of being they have to trample on a lot of rock. So that's been quite a big thing I've tried to keep in the zoo as well. Um, Another big thing that I think I need to talk about in the zoo is the we have a little bit of a baby animal infestation currently going on. So when I put these red pandas in here, I found that a lot of these um, sort of animals over time, the older ones like the elephants and some even the koalas, they've had some children, and it's kind of had a baby boom in the zoo, and I'm not too sure what to do. Obviously, we keep getting these messages come up of babies maturing and stuff like that. But I think at the moment, all the ones that are currently growing up are just going to be released into the wild, and yeah, we're just going to stick with that a little bit. But yeah, I think we should move on to some of the red panda facts I have prepared for this video. So, the red panda is a bamboo eating species found in the Himalayas, um, mostly in China. So, this is like Nepal, India, Bhutan, Myanmar, and obviously China. So, these red pandas are quite solitary, Um, they're only found in pairs very rarely when they're mating, and it's quite a good indicator for a healthy ecosystem there. So, funny enough, the red panda is also known as the first panda found because it was named nearly 50 years before the giant panda, which is the big black and white bear we know of. But yeah, the red panda is actually not a panda at all. Um, well, you could say it is the true panda because it's the only one in its family, and the red panda or the giant panda is actually just a bear. But call it how you want. It's a bit confusing. But as I said before, the red panda is the only living member of its family, which is known as Ilurudai. I probably completely shot that out of the park, but none the matter. So yeah, the red panda is actually the only living in its family, and it's not related to bears. It's more closely related to weasels, skunks, raccoons, that sort of area. So the red panda is listed as endangered, mostly due to decline in habitat loss, poaching, and problems associated with inbreeding due to such a low population. So there's around 10,000 mature red pandas left in the world. Only about 2,500 are in the wild. They're most commonly found in zoos. Um, they're one of the most common zoo animals, usually found, but they are also very hard to keep in zoos. They are known to be brilliant escape artists, and specifically in Europe, we seem to have a bad habit for letting them escape. So many in nature reserves. There was one, I'm pretty sure, in England named Babu, and he spent 4 days um, running about, and it kind of turned into this big media sensation before he was found. Um, but they have been known to escape, like London Zoo, um, Rotterdam Zoo, Birmingham Zoo, all that stuff. So, yeah, they're pretty good escapees. So you won't want to keep these in a prison. Well, that's almost like a zoo. But yeah, they are quite common in the fact that in the sort of 13th century, there have been many dynasty scrolls stating them, or they were common, but when Europeans turned up about 6 centuries later, um, they found that were a little bit harder to find, and according to one of the scientists, they said it was the most beautiful mammal on Earth. So yeah, you can tell how exciting it must have been to find them. So yeah, they're quite rare to find, but they were actually commonly found in the dynasty era where they were commonly sighted. I guess because they were kind of found around and about the local villages. But they are seen as, I guess, some sort of icon because they have many other names too. So the red panda has a interesting thing. It's the fact that the Firefox logo, while it looks like a firefox, or you could say just a red fox, it's actually meant to be after the red panda because the actual nickname for the red panda is called the firefox. Well, it has been called the lesser panda, the red bear cat, and the red cat bear, even though it's not actually a bear. But yeah, it's quite interesting to know. But yeah, this is the end of the video. So I do hope you enjoyed my company, and I hope you enjoyed this habitat, and I will see you next time. Bye!